Mistakes that 95% of Tesla owners make. Number one, not buying the white seats because you're scared it might stain. It won't stain, trust me. Trust me. Look, I get it, the white seats do cost extra, but I just want to do a side-by-side comparison of the black seats and the white seats, and look how much more the white seats cost. Don't worry, Tesla is not giving me a commission to convince you to get the white seats. I say if you love the black interior, go for it. But if you're not getting the white seats strictly because you're scared of the stains, don't be. I know I didn't casually mention blue gene transfer, I won't deny it, it can happen, but I believe it is worth putting in the effort to do the intensive cleaning to get this vibrant look. Still not convinced? Well, let me do a spill test by dropping my favorite drink, Coca-Cola. Video not sponsored by Coke. Here we go. Moment of truth. I really hope I don't regret doing this, but it wouldn't be fair to you if I said it doesn't stain without proof, right? So all you really need is water and a Bounty towel. I've also heard others use natural baby wipes. So for my epic experiment, I did let the Coke sit for 10 minutes. You can see the color change and get darker. However, I always recommend acting fast with spills. Same rules apply to your mom's favorite carpet. And just like that, it's as good as new. It's like the Coca-Cola was never even spilled in the first place. I mean, I can't tell, can you? Now, your Tesla battery is actually a lithium ion.
Hold on, they're lithium.
Which means you cannot charge it up to 100%, and you cannot let your battery drop lower than 20%, unless you have the standard range, which is the rear-wheel drive variant. But if you have the all-wheel drive, the performance, don't let it get to 100. And doing so, my friends, will potentially damage your battery in the long run. So don't do it, please. What percentages should you follow? The charge limit defaults to 80%, but you can go up to 90% and keep it within the 50 to 90 range for ideal use. But in terms of what actually harms your battery is getting it below 20% continuously. Lastly, you will see 100% is only recommended for road trips. Oh, thanks for joining me on this beautiful day. I'm just out here walking my dog. He's just rolling around. Cover. Cover. Oh. One thing you need to keep in mind with your battery is the type of stopping mode you're using. So let's start off with creep mode. As you can see, it creeps forward slowly even when you come to a stop. It actually looks like an animal stalking its prey. This replicates a gas car for those who can't convert to a single pedal driving. Next up is roll. This is similar to creep except it rolls slowly, kind of like an unathletic animal stalking its prey. Not sure why you would want to pick this option, but if you want a middle ground between creep and hold, then go for it. Finally, the one Tesla owners love to use, hold. The reason being, it actually gets you the most range out of your battery out of all the stopping modes. So a mistake would be not using this. I mean, if you care about range. This actually just stops the vehicle to a complete stop and replicates you squeezing the brakes to activate hold. You will actually notice the green bar when driving, and it represents power being fed back to your battery through braking. Hence the term regen braking. I'm so looking forward to this road trip because Tesla Autopilot will take care of everything. Psych! Don't do this. Always be attentive when using Autopilot. As you can see, we're not even on the main road. We're at a dead end. There has been a rise of people sleeping while using Autopilot because they have found workarounds to bypass the Autopilot alert that says apply force on the steering wheel. Some have used a water bottle, fruits, in orange would really hit the spot right now, and devices you can even buy from Amazon to replicate your hand being there. But I would not recommend this because according to an article published by Electric, Tesla is cracking down on these autopilot cheating devices, and it states Tesla can now detect autopilot defeat devices, and it forces drivers off autopilot if detected. I have even heard rumors that they can ban you from that feature entirely, but take that with a grain of salt. But wait, does that mean I don't recommend autopilot? False. Tesla themselves have shown data that clearly indicates that when drivers use autopilot correctly, there is less chance of an accident. So let's take Q4 2022, for example, there was almost 5 million miles driven before an accident occurred using autopilot, but only about 1.5 million miles driven before an accident occurred without autopilot. And if we take a look at more data, autopilot has always won in terms of safety. So how should you use autopilot? Having your hands near the steering wheel and are ready to take over at any given time, then you're good to go. Take a note of my flawless form of looking around to ensure I'm aware of my surroundings, checking my mirrors, it's the whole 9 yards here. If you feel comfortable, you can always choose to rest your hand on the wheel if that pleases you. Number 4, using the manual release instead of the electronic button to get out of the door. So it's actually funny, when my brother was getting out of the car, his natural instinct was to grab the latch versus the button to get out of the car. But the issue with that is you're gonna damage your window trim. But don't get me wrong, there are scenarios where you do want to use the manual latch, and that's when your Tesla battery dies. I actually read a crazy story where a family got trapped inside their Tesla because they didn't know how to use the manual latch. Let me share it with you.
Raishu Singh of Burlington has a 5-year-old Tesla Model 3 and has been very pleased with it, but she and her family had a scare earlier this month. After she and her 9-year-old daughter Jesseline got in the car, it lost all power and her husband couldn't get in.
He wasn't able to open the door from the outside. The screen completely was shut down. I wasn't able to open the door from the inside.
It was 35 degrees outside, the car was heating up, and her daughter started to panic.
Her first thought was, okay, windows aren't opening, doors aren't opening, how are we going to get out of this car?
Singh says she eventually remembered the way to manually unlatch the doors if the battery dies.
Let's say you're stuck in a scenario where the front doors are being impeded in some way, and you can't access the manual latch. There actually is a way to access the manual latch in the rear doors. Let me show you how to do it. So I actually think Tesla should have added a manual latch to match the front doors here, but it's not here. As you can see, Tesla was actually very sneaky and put it behind this flap. So you remove this, and then you'll be revealed with a red latch. So you pull at this red latch, and that's not the manual release yet. This styrofoam linked to a cable is what you yoink to get the manual latch to trigger, and the door opens after that. So I almost ended the video there, but just a few days ago, TechCrunch came out with an article of researchers, sure if they want to call themselves that managed to steal, jailbreak features from their Tesla, like free heated rear seats, which I thought is included in all cars. Comment down below if that's not the case. Free FSD and free acceleration boost, and these upgrades have a cost in the thousands. Although Tesla didn't respond to this yet, I would say it would be a big mistake trying to get any third-party upgrades, because let's say it breaks down. Do you really believe Tesla will honor your warranty? I don't think so. You know I had to do it. You need to subscribe if you want Tesla content delivered in a fun way. Look at all the current subscribers just having a blast together, interacting about their Tesla experience, and we truly are building a great community. Oh, and also be sure to check out my last video where I go over 50 Tesla tips.